This week, the OnTV crew with host Bobby Pastorius are located in Capos, Costa Rica, aboard the Top Notch with owner-operator Pat Curry, Captain Eduardo Loria, and First Mate Carlos. The crew is looking to bait and switch the Pacific sailfish, making this another exciting episode. This week, OnTV's target species is the Pacific sailfish. Known to reach weights of 200 pounds, its predatory nature and speeds reaching 68 miles per hour make the Pacific sailfish one of the most aggressive billfish in the world.
Capos, located in the province of Punta Arenas in Costa Rica, is less than 160 kilometers from San Jose and offers blue water anglers an opportunity to take advantage of a great fishery if they're willing to make the trip. Once you arrive in Capos, there's hotels everywhere, and based on what you're choosing to do while you're there, you could find the perfect hotel. We chose the Las Cascadas Resort. With its proximity to the marina where the boat was located and the lush atmosphere, this was the perfect place to set up the OnTV camp. Capos also offers very upscale accommodations if that's what you're looking for. They do require a little further ride every morning down to the marina. For more information on where to stay and who to stay with and how to book your travel down to Capos, check out our website at odntv.com.
Costa Rica has always been a special place to me, obviously for the fishing, but also for the lush habitat and the wildlife. It's so beautiful. Plus, anywhere we get to go and see monkeys is an added bonus for me.
One of the reasons Costa Rica has been an attraction for anglers for decades and decades is their proximity to these sheer drop-offs. You could be in 100 feet of water and within moments be in over 1,000 feet of water. These scenarios, in my opinion, create perfect ambush situations for giant predators to come up and feed on the tunas and the bonitas and other bait fish that are using the shallower water as safe havens. We got an invite this week from some of our good friends from the Northeast, Jim Bonner and Pat Curry, owner-operators of the Top Notch charter boat down in Capos, Costa Rica. These guys, in my opinion, have finally figured out what the American fisherman is looking for when he wants to come down to Central America and take advantage of this awesome fishery they have down here in Costa Rica. They've completely restored a 45-foot Viking to almost new status and equipped it with all of the state-of-the-art fishing equipment we're used to using in the Northeast Canyons all summer long. We couldn't turn this opportunity down. We wanted to come down and try out Pat's new operation, but more importantly, try our hand at the potential of being able to pitch live tuna to big billfish. One of the unique features of Capos is its proximity to the preferred fishing grounds. More often than not, you're going to be fishing 20 miles or less from shore and alongside of other boats coming in from Los Sueños, Carrillo, and different areas of Costa Rica that would have required a lot longer ride.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
These spinner dolphins are notorious down here in Costa Rica to swimming over top of schools of tuna. Got our spread out, pulling everything through, and adding a little extra, trying to jig a ballyhoo back there. See if we can excite the tunas into coming up and blitzkrieging our spread. Spinner dolphins are one of my favorite parts of going to Costa Rica. Not only are they great indicators of where the fish are, but they just happen to be one of the most beautiful mammals you could ever see in the wild. Thousands of them get together, all the while they're normally hunting over giant pods of yellowfin tuna, bonita, and other kind of baits. Paul jumped in the water and couldn't believe his eyes. Mixed in with the spinner dolphin were thousands of small 10 to 15 pound yellowfin tuna that we just could not get to come up in our spread. Oh, sailfish, sailfish, sailfish. Sailfish, baby!
Yeah.
Woo! All right, fishing for about 20 minutes here on the Top Notch out of Capos, Costa Rica, and I am tight with a Pacific sailfish. Yeah! We just got done saying that we were pulling through the spinner dolphin looking for some tuna, and up comes the billfish. Perfect presentation on the flat line, and just like everywhere else we fish, smooth drop back, let the fish engage, and circle hooks did their job. We do a couple episodes every year down in West Palm Beach, and the sailfish down there anywhere from 40 to maybe 50, 60 pounds down here. It is not uncommon to get a sailfish upwards of 150 pounds. And whew, as you can see, it's a little more of a battle than you find on the East Coast. Got him in, that's a release. All right, first one in the books. Yeah. This is what happens in Costa Rica when you're going through a school spinner dolphin jigging for tuna and the old sailfish shows up on the flat line. Blistered thumbs, that's what we come down here for. Costa Rica's red hot if you can get down here during this time of year. What a great start to any day.
OnTV is brought to you by Diamond Fishing Products. Our reputation is on the line. And Ocean LED, light years ahead. Bobby Pastorius and the OnTV crew were on board the Top Notch in Capos, Costa Rica, looking to bait and switch some Pacific sailfish.
For me, bait and switch is one of the most exciting ways to fish. To have a fish come into your spread and get fixated on a lure that doesn't even have a hook in it, and be able to reel that lure away from the fish and deploy a bait with a hook and have him switch from the lure to your bait is just one of the most exciting hookups there are. That's him, come on. All right. Oh, he's on the front teeth. Got it. He ate it. That's awesome, dude. Oh my God. Sailfish on, baby. Bait and switch down in Costa Rica on the Top Notch, baby. That was awesome, Pat.
Clear him up, get this one. There he goes.
Nice Pacific sail. Woo-hoo! I hope we captured that. These guys are mastering the bait and switch. It's what everybody talks about when they're fishing up in the Northeast Canyon. They get to pitch off a teaser, and they do it every day down here aboard the Top Notch. Absolutely awesome. My man, Pat. Woo! All right.
We'll put a little show over you, Bob.
Oh, yeah. All right, so that's a caught fish.
Come on, baby.
Carlos, come on in. That is a Pacific sail. Pat, you called me 2 weeks ago. You said the bite was on.
Bite's on, brother.
That's bait and switch in a
That's what I'm
Pacific
talking
sail
about.
right there. Oh man, that was awesome.
Hey, why do you think I look over down here?
You got it going on. I'll give you that, brother. Nice.
All right, let's get these
At this
baits
point,
back
I could feel the cockpit walls starting to close in on me. I had Pat on one side and Jen on the other, starting to position themselves on different rods. And moments later, we had another sailfish come up on the left-hand teaser, and Jen beat me to the rod. Dump it, he's eating it. Feel him on there?
I do.
Lock it up. The rod to the side,
Nice.
You're tight on him.
Nice.
Good job, baby.
Oh.
Nice.
Let me go, buddy. Oh, thanks.
Good job, Jen. Dropping it back in Costa Rica. That's what we came down here for. Get Jen a little bit more experience, dropping back to billfish. That was perfect. See how he came right up there? You dropped it back, let the circle hook do what it is intended to do, and you got a perfect hookup. wouldn't be fair if the first one didn't get down deep on him. He's fighting just like an Atlantic sail. He's down there and he's using what God gave him to create resistance away from what he thinks is danger. It's obviously us. Captain's boats are doing the work here. Good job, Jen. Oh! John, good job, Jen. Get some more, the bite's on. Jen's really starting to come into her own. The main thing we're looking for out of her this year is confidence, and she did a perfect job. Dropped back, got the belly in the line, tightened it up, hooked her first Pacific sail. Hey Pat, what's the most you ever seen come up in your spread at once?
Late one day, Bob, we had right around sunset, we had 5 come in. Ended up 4 for 5. That was
Left iser. Oh, there he is.
Coming.
Right there. Tighten up, baby! Oh, man. Another perfect presentation, Pat. See if we can't get a double header here. Very good. How long you been doing this down here, Pat?
It's only my 2nd year down here, Bob.
Well, I will tell you what, buddy. You got a slice of paradise down here. Ready to share it away. Nice. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, baby. Tranquilo. Nice. Hey man, good job, brother. Pastor got it done. One of the big differences between the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean is the amount of billfish you see up on the surface. It's late morning and we've already seen over a half a dozen tailing sailfish and that many or more free jumpers jumping off the bow of the boat.
You got him? It's over here.
When Eddie called down that there was a fish coming into the spread, I looked over to my right. I saw a fin swimming around towards the right long rigger. So I grabbed the rod, and for once in my life, I beat Bobby to the punch.
You eat it?
Yeah.
Dump.
Oh, man.
All right, lock it up. Reel. Jen is on fire today! Jen, dropping it back again. We're creating a monster down here in Costa Rica. And I couldn't be happier for one. This is not an Atlantic sailfish, I can tell you right now. They are feisty. They come up and just crash those teasers. And the bait and switch operation they have going on here is incredible. I might get a sequence like that 2 or 3 times a year when you're traditional marlin trolling. Down here, 80% of the time, you're pitching the bait off a teaser. And if you're eating up a blue water fishing like me, that is what you live for. And this is a place where you can fill your memory banks with great opportunities. Good job, guys. Captain Eddie called me up into the bridge and he told me about a spot he knew of 15 miles from where we were fishing, where one of these seamounts come up to less than 80 feet to the surface and has a sheer drop off to over 3,000 feet. And he told me this would be a great place where we could troll for some small tunas, little bonitas, put them in the tube, present them to one of these billfish. For me, that's a dream come true. So I left it up to Captain Eddie to give us the call when he thought we had enough of these sailfish to go out, reposition, and try for something a little bigger.
OnTV is brought to you by Roff's, Ruffer's Ocean Fishing Forecast Service, and Hopkins Carter. What you need at the price you want since 1916. OnTV is brought to you by Spooled Up Sport Fishing, twice the line in half the time, and Heartland Gold, one of the nation's leading marine life jewelers. The OnTV crew is targeting the Pacific sailfish in Costa Rica. If you're looking to book your next adventure on board the Top Notch, go to odntv.com and click on charters.
Seemed like all morning we had the ocean all to ourselves, and Captain Eddie started communicating some of the other local captains, found out there was a big pocket of sailfish just a few miles away. As soon as we arrived, it just seemed like every boat in the fleet was hooked up. They were all boats from Los Sueños that had made the longer run to come down and fish off these Capos waters. It wasn't long before we had won an R spread, and we were part of the chaos of the fleet. Hey! Hooked up with yet again another Pacific sail, Top Notch, and that's just that.
I'm all about trying to hook my own fish, but if I hear somebody yell out, "Jen, get your belt," you're not gonna hear any complaints out of me.
When we deployed our diver in the water to film Jen's fish as it came close to the boat, it was overwhelmingly obvious to everybody that this fish was the perfect example of why we ask every week that you start releasing your fish by cutting the leader as it comes close to the boat. Somebody obviously wanted a trophy picture with this fish, and when they grabbed the bill and pulled it up onto the boat, snapped the end of the bill off. This is gonna hurt this fish's chances of being able to hunt successfully when it's looking to feed. So in the future, if you're out bill fishing, take your trophy shots by having the fish filmed or photographed as it's close to the back of the boat. They're beautiful shots and they're becoming more and more common. And as you can see, it's a lot safer for the fish. About 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Eddie looked down and gave me the signal that if I wanted to go try that other spot with the live baits out of the tuna tubes, now would be a good time to reposition. So we were on the move. These tubes are absolutely essential. They're going to keep the baby bonitas alive the whole time. They're going to flush water through the mouth. You won't feel like they're swimming upstream all day. They can live in here for 3 to 4 hours. You put them in the water, it's like you just pulled them out. So this is exciting for us. We don't get to use this very often. Let's get some bait. Gonna use about a 3-inch squid, drop it back on a planer rig. Gonna change up our spread just a little bit. We're gonna drag these, try to get some small bonitas, put in the tubes, hopefully be able to bridle one up and drop it back on a big marlin today. We're gonna be fishing in about 2,000 to 3,000 feet of water, right next to a drop. The wall comes up to under 100 feet. This is where it happens. All right. Got some bait on here, little bonitas. Perfect size. Multiple?
Yeah.
As soon as we got the bonitas into the tuna tubes, Carlos immediately grabbed one and bridled it to one of the 20-pound class Alutechnos rods we were using for the pitch. This is the importance of having an expert crew when you come down to Costa Rica fishing.
OnTV is brought to you by Tigris. Tigris quality, accept no imitations. And Midshore Electronics, a leader in the sales, service, and installation of marine electronics on the East Coast. OnTV is brought to you by Frigid Rigid, the only ice chest you'll ever need unless one is not enough. And Turner Realty, servicing the state of Florida realty needs for 85 years.
Captain Eddie had us all day on structures. If he was looking ahead of the boat and he saw a rip, he was positioning ourselves perfectly. We were in the perfect place at the right time, and it was just fish after fish after fish.
Right there, sir. Right there, sir. Right there, sir. It's coming. Get the bonita, bonita.
Normally when you're trolling for billfish and you lose sight of the fish or he comes up on a teaser and fades off, that's when there's the potential that you might not get a shot at that fish.
He ate it. He ate it. Right on. That was awesome. Woo!
When I deployed the bonita into the water, within seconds, wherever that fish was, he was on that bonita.
That was awesome. Pull the bonita out of the bonita tube. Pacific sailfish down in Costa Rica. Here, babe. That was killer right there. Live bonita. That sailfish came into the spread. We had him on the teaser. We lost sight of him. I dropped the bonita down. He started swimming away. Pow! He took care of it. Awesome hookup. That's cool. That was exciting. I will come back, Jen. right? No multiple hookup on this one. Jen got yet another Pacific sailfish. I will tell you what, this is awesome. Starting to lose count down here on the top notch. What's that give us, Pat?
I can't count that high.
I know Jen's getting tired. Pat here's got a handful. I caught a few. What a day.
Well, that's a wrap from Capos, Costa Rica. We hope you enjoyed the episode as much as we enjoyed producing it for you. 17 for 20 on Pacific Sails on board the Top Notch.
On behalf of women everywhere, I'd like to thank Pat and the crew of the Top Notch for their unique way of handling female anglers. I, for one, cannot wait to come back and share more time on the water with you guys.
It was no secret to anybody on board why they named this boat Top Notch. Jimmy, Pat, I can never thank you enough for letting us come down here and share this slice of paradise that you have every day. If you're interested in chartering Top Notch for a trip of a lifetime, check them out at odntv.com and get your next adventure started.
We hope you enjoyed watching this week's episode of On TV. Join us next week as host Bobby Pastorius and crew continue their pursuit of the outdoors in Isla Mujeres, Mexico, in search of bait balls on board the Sea Mistress.